Who didn't love Spartacus? This superb 1960 classic was directed by Stanley Kubrick. It was based on a Howard Fast novel, and the screenplay was written by Dalton Trumbo. Now, the book had been blacklisted, and Trumbo had been blacklisted because he was suspected of being a communist during the McCarthy witch hunts, and so I'm sure those two guys would have been able to identify with Spartacus. Spartacus was real. He was around about in the 1st century BC. He was a gladiator, and he originated from Thrace. He was a major player in a slave revolt against Rome, and Kirk Douglas was an inspired choice to play him. And Tony Curtis played Antoninus, who was like a son to Spartacus in the film. Now, he was fictional, as was Verinia, played by Gene Simmons, and Verinia was Spartacus's wife in the film. And I'd say that Gene Simmons has never looked more beautiful than in that film. And then we had Laurence Olivier as Crassus, who was the Roman who was sent to lead a Roman force against Spartacus. Now, Crassus was real, and he was as nasty in real life as Olivier portrayed him to be in the film. And then you had Charles Lawton, who, well, I won't say what happened to him in the film. Peter Ustinov, who won a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for the creepy character he played. And yeah, this was one of the greatest ever Universal films, I think. And the battle scenes were amazing. And I always remember the impact this film had on me as a kid, which I wrote about in my book, Made in Luton. And it gets very emotional at times. And yeah, I just think it was a wonderful film. It was inspired casting to put Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis together again, because they'd played well, almost like they played almost like two brothers really in the Vikings a short time previously, and there's a certain chemistry between them, and it really came across when you watched those two films. But Spartacus inspired a lot of people over the years, including Karl Marx. So there you go. So Spartacus is around in the 1st century BC, but still relevant today because, ancient Rome was a brutal empire, and, they did what empires do, I suppose, and anyone who's an underdog can always and will always relate to Spartacus.